Oh, we look good. Oh, it's go time, baby. All right. Let's get this party cracking. You guys hear me all right? Make sure this shit's plugged in, boy. You know what I'm saying? Let me hear, babe. Come on now. Come on, do the Macarena with the boy. All right, I'm feeling loose tonight, man. Feeling good. All right. Okay, yeah, we're live. We're looking smooth. We're looking sleek. We're looking sexy. Oh, Jeremy's got the flu. Loser. I'm just kidding. I appreciate you being here. Stomp the Elites. What's up, brother? How we doing? How's everybody doing? Seriously. Take several hits. Stomp the Elites, my boy. YZTC, how you doing? How you doing? Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Let this build up a little bit, and then we'll get cooking. You know what I mean? Rizzo says RLP is my new favorite channel. Thank you. He took the red pill, and Jack is strong in this place. Good. You know, I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I know the bullshit, but I'm still playing along. You know, guilty. All right. Whoever's new here, basically it's call and show. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. You know what? I'll just do it now. I'm not going to, you guys can get set up. Whoever wants to join, I'll let you guys pick the topics tonight. Have a good time. Yeah, so how to join, you just click the link, boom, boom, bang, and you're in. It's pretty simple. So I dropped the link down there. You guys can get queued up. Well, let's go through some of these comments. Wookie Want a Cookie goes, looking like you partook in some mind-altering substances. Oh, really? What about now? Does this fit the part? Huh? Does it? Yeah? You passing that? What's the big deal? You got a problem with that? You know what? Sometimes I do like to, bum the clap boy once in a while. You know, it's not an everyday thing, but I like to get down sometimes. You know, and believe it or not, sometimes I'll drink alcohol. Yeah. Jesus got stoned too. All right. According to the scripture. Get mad at me about it. But you know what? That's kind of fucked up. If you really think about that, that's cool. I get it. Trust me, I've gotten down. I've never done like crazy hardcore drugs though. I've never done coke, never done anything like no narcotics, never done anything like that. Just the Abba Zaba and some alcohol once in a while. And I did mushrooms twice, 10 years apart. Yeah, it seems like every 10 years I go on a mushroom trip, and it's always the worst. It's always fun for the first 3 hours, and then the next 7, I'm just like, help, let me out. Wow. I'm freaking out. But you know what? We can go deeper on the addiction stuff in a little bit. Let's get some more party people in here, and then we could talk about because you know what? A lot of people are partaking or partooking in this case. They're a lot of people drink on a daily basis. You know, a lot of people be doing. They're taking, what are the equalizer medication, so that you don't feel mad or sad. Like, there's a lot of people out here just trying to get by. So, like, this dude's already taking hits right here. Paris, okay? He's queued up. You need to go talk to that guy or girl. Keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh. You know the deal. All right. We got some people joining in the queue here. I'm going to get to you guys in just a moment. We're going to build this up. Bum, bum, bum. You know what? I don't want to be one of these guys. I've been getting hit up to do like brand deals, and I just keep saying no. Just like no, like I don't know. I don't want to like turn into one of those dudes that like every time you click on a YouTube video, it's like sponsored by, fucking Manscaped. Although like I might like Manscaped. I don't know. I do shave, I do trim up. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I would feel bad if I was like, here's a skin cream that I never use. If you couldn't tell, like, I don't do, Like I wash my face with water and like soap, like, and maybe it shows. Maybe I should do a skincare routine. But I just don't care. Just don't feel like it. Okay. I'm too busy, doing my thing. Yeah. So, anyways, just to keep you guys updated on that, because those people have been hitting me up. And I just keep saying no. I don't want $10,000. Probably poor business decision. But, anyways, let's get this party started. We got some people in the queue. All right. Buckle up. Okay. I said buckle up. One of my friends keeps making fun of me and he goes, buckle up. And now I can't stop doing it. Oh, my boy Richie's in the chat. What's up, baby? That's my boy. That's my man right there. I was actually best man at this guy's wedding. Did a hell of a speech, man. I wish I had a video of that speech. I had him. I was out there just laugh, bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean? I was kind of pissed. I didn't have crab cakes at the wedding, though. That was not going to front. I was just a little bit bummed on that. Just saying. Loser. Oh, Mario, my boy. What's up, brother? Mario's going to be my new guy. He's going to be like a correspondence. And he's got like the classic Mexican accent too, where he's like, don't take this wrong way, Mario. Like, cool as fuck. But he's like LA guy, but he's like, hey, we're out here in the streets today, homie. And, like he wants to go out and ask people questions for me. We're going to cook something up. I think that would be fun. Just have my Chico, my Cholo boy out in the streets doing questions. All right, let's get this started for real. Let's get this party cracking. We got Zach coming in. Zach, you're up. All right.
Hey, Jack, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, brother. So, how old are you and where are you calling from, my man?
I'm 27, calling from Oregon here, Klamath Falls to be exact, small rural town.
Okay.
I just wanted to call in, compliment your clout goggles. Saw them in the last episode you did with the dating. Yeah.
I feel like
I actually kind of wanted to talk.
Movie character in these. Go ahead. What's on your mind tonight?
You look like a movie character, man. You're always looking fly. I wanted to talk about the job market.
Lay it on us. Let's get cooking here.
Well, there's a lot of job listings on Indeed and stuff like that. And when you're living in a small town like this, Indeed is kind of like the only place you can like a bunch of the companies only hire through Indeed. But at the same time, there's like fake job listings. And there's
it's the same concept as like the store that's always got the for hire sign up. Like,
right.
Because there's this movie I watched, a great movie, by the way, called Paid in Full. It's from like probably late 90s, early 2000s. It's like classic hood movie, but it's a really good movie. Like it's probably one of the like a biopic type of deal. But in the movie, the one cat, he's working at a cleaners. This is before he gets big and selling crack and coke and stuff, and he becomes a big daddy Yankee. But in the cleaners, he was like talking to his boss. He's like, "Why you got that for hire sign on there?" And he's like, "I got to make sure I keep your ass in check." And I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "They're doing that on a mass scale nowadays." Anyways, keep going. So this Indeed thing. So because I haven't applied for a job in years.
Man, I wish to be in that position. I'll tell you what. There's a bunch of job listings and everything, but me personally, I applied for like 30 places just this last week on Indeed. I haven't gotten a single call back from any of them. But there's also so I did an interview one time for a pizzeria who was advertising for like a delivery driver, right? Yeah. And, that's the position, delivery driver, but what they do is they hire you on to do like every single job. And if like your number comes up to do the delivery, then you'll go and be the delivery driver. You know what I mean? So like you're doing basically every.
So you kind of have a job. Am I hearing this correctly?
So you're working at the pizzeria, right? And
Okay.
you're doing like everything, right?
o-
But
Okay.
technically everybody is a delivery driver, but also everybody
Oh,
is like a cook or a dishwasher or
got
stuff like that. And I can get it, being like in a small town type deal. But it's like at the same time, why don't you just put that on the job listing, general worker or crew member or something like that and not delivery driver. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Team leader. Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Well, I mean, it's the
yeah.
it's well, this is going to happen more and more. They want you to do, um, they want you to do 7 jobs in one position, basically. But this is happening all over. Like even this, what I'm doing here, all this stuff. Okay, my crew of guys behind me. Hey, put that down. No, I'm just playing. But like this right here, like this new cable TV that we're on here, like they've also done it with entertainment. They're like, no, you're the talent, you're the producer, you're the filmer, you're the editor. It's all on you. How's your marketing skills? Shit, perfect. Okay, go ahead and dive in. So it's happening. Like even if you want to make money, we talk about trades, all that stuff. Like even if you want to make money doing that, it's almost like, yeah, go get a job. You still make pretty good bread, but you're also going to have to learn how to, you know, go into somebody's house by yourself on your off time and tell them this is going to be $2,300 and, learn how to, learn what refunds are and all this shit. So I think it's just going to keep happening. I mean, I could be tripping. I don't know.
No, I don't think you're wrong on that at all. I think as we keep going and as, business owners complain about wages, they're going to try to force more and more responsibilities on minimum wage people as they can do. You
Oh,
know,
1,000%.
um,
You know what's crazy? I worked at a
yeah,
gas station, right? When I was 17. I got kicked out of high school. And that was actually after I took mushrooms. Speaking of the mushroom trip from earlier, that changed my life. I said, school's crap. I've opened my eye. And so when I got kicked out of high school, I also had quit my Domino's pizza job. So my mom was super pissed. And she's like, well, you got to go. You get a job or something. So I ended up just getting offered a job at a gas station. I was just, turns out the dude who owned the place wanted to have sex with me. But that's a whole other story. But point is I was 17 working these overnight shifts for, under the table because legally you had to be 18 to sell tobacco. I wasn't. So it was under the table, cash. But he would leave me overnight and I'm 17. This is 17 years ago. And he would just like leave me a key to the whole place and just kind of like, I was like, really? It's just me here, like running a gas station. That job didn't last too long. So,
hey,
uh,
that job, were you able to like put a sign out there if you wanted to take a break or something like that?
oh yeah, I was such a shit, man. That was like that time, that comment earlier that said I looked like I partook in drugs, um, or partaked, whatever you want to say. Um, I was like smoking heavy weed back then, like on a daily basis. I wasn't drinking or nothing like that, but definitely the weed. But I would just go lock the door. I would go grab like a Red Bull or something, and I would go out on the back and just like blaze up and just chill. Um, yeah. So, like I said, that job didn't last too long. I was a real dick. I not a dick like mean to people, just kind of was just on that level, like on that rebellious, kind of like how all these people are nowadays. I don't want to work. I was right there. I totally get it. But yeah, I was allowed to do that. I mean, I don't know if I was allowed, but I did it. You know, whatever. It's 4 a.m. No one's coming in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what I mean by that is like 7-Eleven in at least Washington, like if you're the only person in the store, you're not allowed to take a break. Like a duty free sanction break. You're not allowed to do that.
Just shit your pants.
Well, technically,
Like just deal with it.
yes, yeah, yeah,
Diapers are in the
basically,
back.
yeah,
We got yeah.
yeah. Well, in Washington, well, at least the Bureau of Labor is pretty like they're I don't want to fucking stutter so much. Anyways,
It's okay.
um
Stutter away.
they're yeah, no, they're all pro breaks and stuff like that. And if you're not giving your employees any breaks, like they'll crack down pretty hard on you. I did learn this lesson because I asked my manager for a 30-minute break for lunch,
Yeah.
and then she's like, oh no, we can't do that. And so the next morning when she came in, I told her, yo, look, I mean, state law says if I'm in an 8-hour shift, you have to give me a 30-minute lunch break. Like that's just what it is. And then
Yeah.
she's like, oh, well, actually this customer called and complained, so we're going to fire you. So,
She looks over at one of the other managers and she goes, hey, Rick, listen to this guy. He's pulling out
yeah,
he says he deserves a break. Yeah. Good. Next thing you know,
yeah,
everybody in the back of the house is coming out. They're like, oh, wait, him? He wants a break?
yeah, yeah.
Fucking
No,
weird.
it was just funny. So I lost my job. That was years ago. And then actually just earlier this last year, I get a check in the mail for $90 because somebody else sued them in Washington and won a class action lawsuit. And it was because they weren't allowing them to take their duty for breaks and stuff like that. And they won. So I got a little last laugh there
Yeah, you
a few
got
years
what you
later.
deserve. I would go find that broad and be like, see this? You see it? Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the next time I'm in Washington or Vancouver, I'm actively going to go in and try to look and see like, oh, will you see this? You see this?
If you need to
I
borrow
mean,
this,
the 90
if you,
bucks is,
if you want to borrow this, get up and go talk to her. Be like, remember me, bitch? No, I'm just playing. All right. Well,
how
look,
about you be,
we're running this up, man. Zach, great luck. Good luck with all the job stuff. I'm rooting for you.
yeah,
Okay. Appreciate you calling. We'll keep this party moving. But I do agree.
sounds good, man.
It's a bit much out here. And I don't like it. Hey, call
Have a
back
good one.
in
All
when
right.
you land a sweet job. Call us back in and update us.
Hey, you bet.
Peace, brother. All right. Yeah, jobs, man, for suckers. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. My boy Nate Roscoe, he was actually in today's video that just dropped. Cool guy, young buck. It's cool hanging out with someone, 10 years younger than you or older than you too. I like all of that, because you just get different perspectives when you hang out with people like that. But it's cool because he's 23. He tried the military route. Stand-up comedian. He's got a successful YouTube channel. And it's just funny to look at it because it's like he went the military route and all that, and then he still ended up, it's like the younger generation, not all of them get it, but a lot of them see what's going on. So this dude, you can check out his channel, guys. Super cool dude. He does like documentary style stuff on like comedians and stuff. Very entertaining stuff. But it's cool to see the perspective from a young cat, because he's working hard towards it. He's one of those guys who's like, I'm gonna make it happen, So I do have faith. I have faith. All right, this dude JH2 goes, "What's up, man? You rich yet?" No, I'm living in the same world you guys are. Every time you get ahead, guess what? You got to pay some money. No, I just did all my taxes and stuff, so I'm like maxing out my retirement account, 6,500 real quick. My bank goes up, and then all of a sudden I'm like, so no, I am not rich yet. But whenever that time comes, when there's some stupid money coming in, instead of you guys tipping me, I'm gonna be doing some real Oprah stuff on here. I'll be tipping you. You get $1. You get $1, or more than $1. Anyways, thanks for the $2. He goes, "Are you Ethan Hawke's stunt double in Hollywood?" I signed contractual agreements. I can't disclose that. But yes, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. He's going to be my stunt double the way Hollywood's going. All right. We got $10 from Yoli Guacamole. I really appreciate that. He goes, I've pretty much given up on applying to jobs. I'm going back to self-employment. It's not an easy route, but at least I can fire myself. Yeah, I got a stupid joke where, like, if I'm going, somebody invites me out to do something, like, oh, you got to work? I'm like, nah, my boss is pretty chill. You know, I was like, I think he'll let me have off. Thank you for the $10. Yeah, you know what? I think a lot more people are going to figure out how to be self-employed for sure. Or, you know, do something of this nature. Like, I'm not technically self-employed. I work for Google and I love them. Mad Dog Mike with the 10 hot ones from downtown. He goes, thanks for not being a sellout, Jack. I try, man. You know, like I said, some people don't believe me. All the new people watching, I just dropped the link in the chat. If you want to join in, more than welcome. Pop on. You can come on live, talk your shit. But yeah, I mean, sometimes though, like, I don't want to sell out, but you know, I'm sure I'll have to make compromises eventually with some stuff. But it's funny, you know, I like say things like, I don't care to be famous and it's not all about the money. It's like, it's not. I don't care if you believe me or not. I just like, if this is the only way to get ahead by doing some crazy shit here like this, like, think about it for a second. A random dude on the internet with 595 people watching from all over the place, you know, and that's your job. I know. It's crazy, but that's kind of where we're at. It's like playing it safe. Like back in the day, playing it safe, getting a job with a pension, a 401k. That was like the safe route, right? Now, if you do that, that's the risky route. Everything's backwards. You got to look at everything like totally in reverse nowadays. All right. Who's coming up? We got Amanda Marie coming on, just so you know, and you don't just pop on the screen like, whoa. So Amanda, you're coming in hot. I think she's coming in here. Let's try that again. Amanda, can you hear me? Amanda, help. I think she's frozen. Okay. Go to the next guy. We've got looks like we've got Penman. Penman, you're coming in hot, brother. Penman, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All
yes.
right, man.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. How old are you and where are you calling from?
How old do I look? I'm 62. 62? No, 63 from Vegas.
All right. Very cool, man. So what's on your mind tonight? What's percolating? What do you got for us?
I want to talk to you guys about something that I believe in. Have you ever heard the saying, it'll do?
Yeah, it's kind of like not too shabby, just the right amount of shab. Yeah.
I stay at the It'll Do Hotel. I drive the It'll Do car. And that's why I own my own house.
Round of applause. Did you hear that, guys? Did you hear that, everybody? Sorry. Well, that's awesome.
No, I like
so okay, so you own your house. You're doing It'll Do your whole life, and now you're 62. How you looking retirement wise? How you worried about
Good.
that at all? What's going on?
No, I'm comfortable.
Okay, because I know a lot of people, a lot of older people especially. I feel like a lot of them, like how we were talking about playing the safe route and like 401k and pension and all that. Well, I feel like a lot of those people, it's not quite working out the way you thought it would. So that's why I was asking you that. I didn't want to like get too up in your business, but we're kind of interested.
It's okay. I'm also disabled. I have multiple sclerosis.
Oh shit.
So there's only certain things I can do.
Okay. So what's something what do you think you gave up in your life that you look back on What do you think? Because I did a video recently where the guy, older gentleman, was talking about his parents had to make all these sacrifices and all this stuff. What do you think was something you look back on and go, you wish you did something more of, or like, what was like things you gave up that a lot of other people were doing that you didn't necessarily do?
I was married for 25 years and I didn't play the field. I was like you. I'm loyal.
Okay. Okay. So you didn't play the field. Do you regret not playing the field at all?
No.
Cool.
And
Well,
I'm sorry. I like to
no,
travel.
go ahead.
And I did go to Bangkok because that was the dream of mine. And I can't think of the other one. In the Philippines. It's Manila.
Oh shit!
I've done them both.
Sorry, man. You're breaking up real bad. Okay, so you didn't play the fields. You traveled. You traveled a bunch. That's good,
Yes.
man. That's something I kind of. I haven't traveled internationally, so that's something I'm kind of like. I probably should do that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be one of those guys who's. I don't want to turn your age and be like, oh, I could retire, but I never went anywhere. I just stayed here in the USA, the greatest country in the world. So, yeah. But anyways, you got any last thoughts
like
before
I've got a
before
lot.
I switch?
No,
was that?
No, I don't. No, nothing further. But I just want to say thank you. I love your channel, and we'll see you around.
All right, man. Appreciate you calling in, brother. Congrats on all your success. All right. That guy was kind of chopping in and out there. Sorry, I was having a hard time hearing. I'm sorry about that. I updated this live stream stuff. Hopefully the quality is better. Of course they wanted $500. If you want good quality, that's $500. I said, okay. So I did it. Okay, where are we going here? All right, we got another cat coming in. Where are we at? All right, all the new people in here, I'm putting the link in the chat if you want to call in. Don't be afraid. It's a good time, okay? All right. This guy goes, you look like Trevor Wallace. Yeah, I'll take that. Dude, he goes, dude, you sound kind of ridiculous. A 30-minute break at a convenience store. How about to take a 5-minute bathroom break, lock the door, come back at 4 a.m. Wait, at 4 a.m. the whole job is a break. It's like, what? Dude, I was 17. Did I not tell you about the mushrooms and the weed and the not caring? Did I say I took a 30-minute break? No, I didn't. Okay? It was 45 minutes. So chill. Good God. God, we got to kick that guy out of here. I don't like him. I'm just kidding. You see how that feels, though? Huh? Do you? Why don't you go take a fucking long-ass break and never come back? How about that? Anyways, I got that out of my system. All right, we got Lucid calling in. Lucid, you're up next. All right. We got Lucid on the... What's up, man? So how old are you and where are you calling from?
I am 19. Oh, yeah, correction, 20. And I'm calling from Albert Lee, Minnesota.
All right. So what's on your mind tonight? What's percolating? What do we got?
I was just wondering, like, how do you find like a path in life? Because
go ahead.
Because I know like the college route or like trying like trade schools, but I'm just trying to find something different.
And you said you were what, 20?
Yep.
Honestly, I know I wasn't into any of it, so I feel you on that. I really do. But there's got to be something you like. What do you like? Just say it out loud. What's like something you're really into? You know what I mean? Like, you got to have, even if it's crazy, don't be afraid to say it. Even if it's something like totally out of the box, I think that's the biggest problem is like, I think most of us have an idea of something we want to do, but then like the people around us were just too afraid to say it. It's
Yeah.
just
Or
like, so there's got to be something you're into. Like you got to have at least one or two things where you're like, oh, I'd like to do that. Seems impossible, but I'd like to do that. It's got to be something.
yeah. I mean, I do like tinkering with different things like electronics or gardening.
Okay. Electronics or gardening. Okay. Well, you know, people make big money off selling plants and stuff. You know, you could go that route if you really like that. I mean, that's a real thing. You know, people actually make a full-time living selling plants. I'm not talking about, I mean, they do that too, but I'm saying that's a real thing. So, I mean, you know, don't limit yourself. Go ahead and try some shit. You're 20. Who cares? Nothing else seems to be working for anybody. You know, you may as well try and do something you're into. You know, like college is probably a waste of time, especially if you don't know what you want to do. If you know what you want to do, sure, go to college. But like,
I
if you don't,
tried it and it was like $2,000 a semester. And I'm like, I'm not paying that when I just got out of high school.
no. So gardening and fixing stuff. Okay, so you got two things right there. All right, you know, but I mean, you also got to be realistic too. Like if you want to make a full-time living, you know, doing gardening stuff, you're gonna have to think big here. You have to like go work for some kind of a plant store, see how they operate, and you're gonna be like, okay, well, am I really gonna sell plants for the rest of my life? You probably have to open up your own place. You know, fixing stuff. I don't necessarily know what you mean by that, but I mean, people need shit fixed all the time. So it depends what you're fixing here. So I mean,
mainly old like computers and stuff.
Okay, then maybe go get a job at like a popular pawn shop or something, and tell them, hey, you know, I'm really good at. Maybe you'll be good at buying and selling stuff that you could buy something for cheap, you fix it, and it's worth, you know, big money. People do that. You know, I was in the resale business a long time, but I didn't know how to fix things. So if I knew how to fix stuff, oh, forget it. Like I could have turned like big money. Because you could get stuff, people just throw stuff away, or you could get something that's like broke, but if it worked, you could sell it for $500, $600, $700. But I didn't have that. You know, I don't have that gift to be able to just fix things. I just don't know how to do it. So, you know, try some shit, man. Go get a job somewhere like a pawn shop or something where you tell them, hey, I'm good at fixing stuff, or go get a job at a gardening joint. Just be like, hey, look, I'm a big time gardener. I'm trying to learn how to slang these plants. You know, I mean, that's probably your best bet. I mean, you know, but you also got to look at it too. Like, you know, if you could talk to somebody who owns one of these plant shops and be like, hey, realistically, like, what could I make if I opened one of these? You know, I'm sure somebody will answer you. I mean, you know, there's always people out there who want to teach somebody. You know, I'd love to teach. Trust me, I got people who I'd love to help do something like this, or like I've even tried teaching people the resale game. But like, if they don't want to do it, you know, if somebody came to me and they really want to do it, and they're like, "Will you please, please, please?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, man. I'll help you out." So that's probably your best bet, man.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah, definitely. You're 20. You may as well, like, you got good parents and stuff?
Yes.
Oh, dude, you can fucking tell your parents, look, I'm thinking I want to go try a couple of things. College ain't for me. Is it cool? Like, I'm going to work. I'm going to figure it out. And just be honest. Like, if they're cool, then they're cool. And like, there's no point in trying doing some shit you don't even want to do. You know, most of the stuff ain't even working for anyone anyways. So, but anyways, good luck. I appreciate you calling in. And you know, don't be afraid to, you got something you want to do, man. Just fucking go, hey, how you doing?
Perfect.
You know,
thank you so much.
No problem, man. He's a young buck, you know, 20 years old. Unreal. All right, we got $2 holla from Daddy Yankee Doodle. He goes, "Are you able to eat live animals with those fangs?" I wouldn't. I mean, maybe if I was out in the wilderness and I was super hungry, maybe. But no. Jeremiah with the $2 from downtown. This channel is awesome. My top 10 channels Well, hey, man, I really appreciate that. You gassing me up. This guy goes, what's this chat about? I don't know. This chat, sometimes it's on its own level, man. But you could type stuff in. You know, you want to ask a question or say something. You know, like you could utilize it that way. Also, you can get the link in the chat if you want to call in. All the new people that are watching now, if you're new to the live stream, basically, I give you guys an opportunity to be able to come on screen with me and, you know, say what you want to say. You know, no one's really doing that. So that's what I'm here, providing value. All right. Why do you look so good in your 30s? Well, according to some people, I look like shit. So thank you. It's all subjective. Beauty's subjective. Y'all know this. Okay, who's next? All right, we got Tommy Unfiltered coming in. He's a regular caller. He hasn't called in a while. Tommy, you're about to pop on. I see everybody in the queue. Just be patient. Be cool. Be calm. Be collective. Okay. Oh, man, this chat is getting out of control. I'm trying to get to these donations. Got $2 from Marco. What do you think about selling feet pics? Why'd you cross out foot? Why'd you censor foot? Sorry, that's actually kind of funny. I'm glad you censored foot. Selling feet pictures, I mean, it's probably better than, you know, selling nudes. I mean, I think you'll make more money with the nude stuff, but I don't know. I'm not a foot guy, you know. There's a little joke I like to play, though. If you ever like massaging a girl's foot, you just start playing with her toe, and then you go, is this the piggy that went to the market? Is it? I said, is this the piggy that went to the market? And then you start like wrestling her foot. Usually gets them to laugh. I've done it with several women. Pretty good success rate with it. It's stupid, but it works. Okay. Just a little tip. We got 5 big ones from Gold Ace 21. Thank you. Talk about this topic. Shitcoin gamblers, lots of delusional Zoomers and waggies in the chat waiting for a Lambo. I think it's like maybe Bitcoin and like Ethereum. I think it's kind of like if you have the bread, just throw it in there. Fuck it. Why not? You know, it is gambling. But, you know, what if it really is going to turn into a shit ton? It's happened before, you know. I even made like $9,000 off Dogecoin, and I did it as a joke. My friend, it was like, yo, man, I just made like 50 bands on Dogecoin. It's like a really good friend of mine, and I was like, what do you mean 50 grand? He had a lot more money than me. I mean, this guy's like loaded. But I was like, fuck it, I'll put in $1,000. I put in $1,000. He called me like a day later, and he's like, sell it all. And I literally made I profited, I think, $7,500. But that was the only gambling I've ever done with it. I'm not saying it could have went the other way. I could have just lost 1,000. So yes, you're right. I don't know. If you have the money, try it out. Why not? You know? All right, we got Tommy coming in here. I got another $2. I appreciate that. All right, Tommy, you're live, brother.
Good evening. Good evening.
All right. So for the new people watching here, how old are you and where are you calling from?
46 years old. I am currently in Pennsylvania, but I live in Phoenix.
All right, man. So Tommy, what's percolating on your mind tonight? Lay it on us.
Couple quick things. Somebody said you look like a movie star. You're giving me that Donnie Brasco vibe right now. You know the movie Donnie Brasco? Yeah, you know.
If I had a toothpick, that'd be even better.
There we go.
Yeah, so I love it when people tell me this stuff. I'm just like, oh, stop. Just go, keep it coming.
That's what they tell all the boys.
Yeah, for real. So what's percolating on your mind tonight, Tommy?
I wanted to touch on the first dude. What was his name? Nate, the guy from Washington.
Yeah, I think it was Zach or something.
Okay.
Nate, Zach. It was some kind of a man's name.
I wanted to touch on the fact that he said something about applying for a lot of jobs online. I hear that a lot. I hear a lot of these people that are in their 20s are saying, hey, you know, I applied for like 100 jobs online. I haven't got one call back. Well, my advice to that and I kind of know what I'm talking about here because I'm not sure I've ever said this on the show, but we'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. I did a lot of time in prison, and
It's the best.
yeah, right.
I'm joking. My bad. That's fucked up. How long did you do?
Well, I went twice. The first time I did 5 years, and the second time I just did a little under 12.
12
But,
years?
yeah.
Holy
So,
shit.
yeah, I used to live a totally different life, right? So
Okay.
I've been out for 6.5 years this time.
Oh,
And
wow.
so back in 2017, I got out of prison. And I know this is a little bit of a stale information because it's from 2017 and things were a little better back then, but it definitely applies today. There are people getting out of prison every day in this country, and they all have jobs within 72 hours. Okay. And one of the reasons that is because we know that not only do we know we have to have a job to stay out on parole because it's a condition of parole, but second of all, our freedom literally relies on it, right? Well, one of the things that we've learned is in this new internet age, you almost cannot apply for a job online and wait for a call back because everybody can apply for that job now. People that don't even live in your town might be applying for that job because they want to move.
That's a good point. I never really thought about that.
Yeah. So if you must apply online because that is their portal, that's the only way they take an app, then go ahead and apply online, but then follow it up within 24 hours with a call to the human resources department or show up physically down there. It might not work, but if I've got 100 applicants and I'm sifting through them, and then I got somebody who walks in and he's dressed nice and he speaks well or she speaks well, and they can throw down a little bit of confident game at me, I'm probably going to go with that person that just made a face-to-face contact with me because I don't know any of these other people, and I got to call them, I got to talk to them on the phone, I got to do a FaceTime, I got to get them in for an interview. You might be able to save somebody a lot of time by walking in there. Go ahead and fill out that app because that's the way they require, but then make an appearance.
I agree with you. I've never once got a job just applying online. I would have to apply online, Indeed or Glassdoor or one of these things. I can't remember. I used them all, but like I did exactly what you're saying. I would just go in there. This is the only job in my life doing this right here that I went through the internet completely. You know what I mean? Although I didn't have to apply to go work for YouTube, but I'm saying I've never got a job doing that. And you're right. One of my friends, he lives in North Carolina, and he's been seeing some chick that lives here. He's doing the classic long distance stuff, which I, as a good friend of his, I said probably a bad idea, but he was like, for shits and gigs, he started applying for jobs down here because he's like, maybe I'll just move down here. And he was like, dude, I was so shocked. He's like, I had 3 callbacks immediately for interviews, and he's like, I live in North Carolina, and I just didn't even respond. So I was like, so now that you said that just registered, and I'm like, oh, I wonder how many people are going, oh, I'd like to live in Brooklyn, let me apply for jobs. How people dream search on Zillow for houses.
Exactly.
How many people are doing that with jobs just to see what they could maybe get?
Yeah. And if they get a call, then that might just make up their mind that, hey, I'm going to move. Okay, I got the job, I'm going to move. Right? That might seal the deal for them. It's great. Yeah. I mean, I just moved from a small town in Arizona to Phoenix, and my girlfriend was applying for jobs before we even moved, and she got a call and an interview about 2 weeks before we moved. So another thing that's funny is something I just did for the first time ever, just 6 or 7 months ago. I'm an over-the-road trucker, as you know, so I can't really be in town looking for a rental house, right? Yeah. So I applied for a rental. I I'm gonna say sight unseen. Now, obviously, I saw pictures of it on the internet, and I used Google Earth to look at the street view and to look at the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But as far as seeing this house, I applied for this house and got approved, and never went to the house. I got approved over the phone.
That's so trippy. That's so weird. There's this pro skateboarder, actually. His name's Dean Williams. He was talking about that because he was moving from California to Texas, you know, the Great Migration over to Texas. And he was saying, he was like, we never even saw our house once. He was just doing the virtual stuff. And then, his wife had a friend who was a realtor. So she would go to the house and then FaceTime them in the house and show them everything. Since they were friends, she could be like, honestly, this house probably sucks. You know, so she would kind of like, they had like that inside scoop. And he was like, they literally bought the house, not even rent. They bought the house before they even moved over there. And I was like, what? I was like, so people are just out here buying homes, or like they're shopping for shoes. That's what we're doing.
It's a different time, man.
It's crazy.
So, I mean, just like looking for a job, which we were talking about a minute ago, that makes me wonder how many people from inside that town was applying for that house as well.
Yep.
And lost it out to a guy that's not even from the area.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you don't even know if he's real.
Yeah. Because my pay stubs or my credit looked a little better than theirs. So boom, we're going to give it to the out of town guy, you know? So yeah, that's something you got to think about.
For a second, when you said you went to prison and then you got out and you had to have a job, I thought you were going to say, look, if you really want to get a job, just go to prison for 5 years. And when you get out, you're going to be totally stoked and forced to get a job.
Yeah, right.
That's fucked up. Anyways, Tommy, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to keep this party moving. Tommy also has a pretty cool YouTube channel. Cool cat. Go check him out. Tommy Unfiltered. But I appreciate you calling in, brother. And congratulations on, walking the straight and narrow path.
We just hit 1,000 subs on the channel. And
hey, congrats, man.
Thanks. And thanks for having me on. I'll talk to you in a couple weeks again.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon, man. Cool guy. I like him. Yeah, be careful, though. He'll shank your ass. You know what I mean? He don't play around. He'll fuck you up. Ow! Like that. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, when I got these glasses on, I get all like character mode, you know? It's kind of, it's fun. You know, I like to get weird, like to dress up sometimes. All right. Spencer Brown with the 20 big ones from downtown. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. He goes, 5 years ago, I was broke in college, yet I had a different girl for every day of the week. Damn, son, where'd you find this? He goes, I'm recently single, but I'm now a lawyer making $. Dating seems way harder than before. Have times changed, or have I lost my game? Now, you're probably spending way too much time at work. It sounds like you're working at the wrong law firm. I'm just saying. I worked at a law firm as a bitch boy in the mailroom about 6 years, part-time, from 18 to 24. Just a little security gig, just a little something. I'd always do something else on the side, but it was just like that little safety net, you know, a little like easy breezy job. But I got to tell you, it was a pretty big firm, and there was a couple of hot honeys. Not a couple, there was a few hot honeys. And, I think you just might be at the wrong law firm, man. You know, you might want to, go to like a bigger building, you know what I mean? Where they got a bunch of floors with a bunch of lawyers, secretaries, a couple of paralegals are walking around, tits out, you know what I mean? Got the professional vibe going, the glasses on, talking shit, meeting them in the elevator. Because I'm going to tell you, the building I worked at, a lot of professional honeys. So, but yes, the game has changed for sure. Good news, you're a lawyer. Just open with that. You go, hey, I'm Spencer Brown, partner in law. You want to hang out later or what? Just hit them, bam, like that. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't use that line. Could be funny, depending on who you're talking to. They might get it. They might go, oh my God, you're so funny. Fuck. You want to hang out? It does happen. All right, who's next? We've got, who's my next victim? All right, we got Amanda Marie. Let's try her again. Amanda, can you hear me?
I
Hello.
can. Yes, I can.
All right. So
Can
Amanda,
you hear me?
Loud and clear. So how old are you and where are you calling from?
You can hear me?
Yep.
I am 37 and I'm calling from upstate New York.
All right. All right. So Amanda, what's on your mind tonight? What's percolating? Lay it on us.
My internet is lagging so bad.
It's cool. We can hear you.
Oof. Yeah, it's lagging bad.
It's okay. We can hear you. Go ahead and talk. What's on your mind? Well, Amanda, you're really blowing the entire show tonight. Not cool. Not cool. That sucks. Just looking forward to having a woman on the show. Thank you for the $1. Really appreciate that from Calm East. It goes $4.99 from Marcus. It goes 4 years. 4 years in the military for young people can gain them a degree, no doubt, and a passive income. Yeah, I think that might become more and more popular. For sure. This guy goes, Jack should definitely not be giving job advice. I mean, okay. I mean, I'm just like the common folk, you know. I could give you some job advice. The stuff that helped me through my life, I can give you that. But you know what? I won't give it to you, odd merchants and vintage sport cards. Now, why don't you fill us in on that bullshit, would you? Fucking Jamoke. That's cool, though. I appreciate you being here watching the show, though. Thanks for the support. Yeah, military is always an option. I think a lot of people are going to be doing that. Oh, back to the foot massage thing. I'm telling you, which piggy went to the market? They love that bit. All right, where are we at? Let's keep this party moving. Everybody new watching, I'm going to put the link in the chat if you want to pop on. Anybody's welcome. So I just dropped that link again. You just click it, boom, boom, and you'll be live. You'll be chilling. Well, let's see what else we got here. Got another $2 holla from Shalom. Goes, what's your annual income from YouTube? I don't know yet. I haven't been making money off YouTube for an entire year. But so far, it's looking pretty good, you know. I don't know. If things go, I mean, if things in a perfect world at this rate, maybe I'll make like, I don't know, 100 grand. But I'll have to pay taxes. I'm going to have to dump a lot of that into my retirement. So I'll be skating by. You know, I'm stoked. Honestly, as long as I'm making enough to save, enjoy my life, pay all my bills, I'm really cool with it. Everything else is just going to future Jack. But right now, I don't know. It's hard to gauge. If things keep going how they're going, I don't know. Hopefully, I'll crack 100 grand. But we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea. Things could just take a shit. I might not make any money. I'm not sure. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I should have asked Tommy. He goes, I should have asked him what he got locked up for, but I felt like I'd be talking to him for an hour at that point. He'll come on again. I'll ask him next time. All right. $5 from Calm East. Appreciate that. Because, Jack, riddle me this. These young bucks don't want to work, but want all the lights to stay on for free. Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, of course. But then again, I'm guilty too, you know, so I can't really, it's not until we get older, you know. I mean, some people are just got it together, you know, they're 20 and they're just doing it. But I think most people, you know, we kind of realize that a little later on. It's kind of like a lot of these people who don't want, they're going to have to fucking, they're going to have to do it. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, let's see what else we got. Who's coming in next? All right, we got Silver coming in. Silver, you're coming in. All right, Silver, my boy.
Hey, what's
Can you
up?
hear me?
How's it going? Good. Yeah.
Oh man, we're chilling. We're big chilling, man.
Yeah.
I mean, let me lock in for you here. Let me get chilling. All right.
Yeah.
So
Big chill.
So how old are you, and where are you calling from, my man?
I'm 27 and I'm from Illinois.
All right, the Illinois Bandit. I got you. So what's percolating on your mind tonight, brother? What's rattling around?
Basically, like I've been following your videos for like, I don't know, forever. I remember messaging you on Instagram and stuff, and just like it's crazy out there. This work, like how everything's going, like the economy, like everything. Like I've been following your channel, and it's just like it all kind of hit me. Just I've been learning this like the last few months and stuff, and I'm just like, wow, like it all hits really hard, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? You know, like how are we gonna get through this? And
Well, you're at 27, man. 27 is something I noticed. Well, for me at least, and all my immediate friends, 27's like that age where you go, oh God, I'm gonna be 30.
yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing. And
exactly.
yeah, like that's just something. Anytime I meet anybody who's 27, like on that brink, and they're like going through it, I'm just like, oh, they gotta be 27. They gotta be 27 years old.
Yeah.
It's got. So, but like, what's up with you right now? Do you have a career picked out, or like, do you have anything, or you just kind of?
I was kind of like that last guy you were talking to, the young kid. He was like the interested in gardening.
Yeah, he doesn't
I
know
feel
what
like
he wants to do.
I feel like I've been kind of like in his position for a while, just kind of like I've had all these ideas of all these interests. Like I want to start my own channel on YouTube and stuff, and I kind of have a few videos and stuff, and but it's just like, you know, it's like there's always you know, or I could do this, or I could do that, you know, like, and your brain just doesn't stop going, and you don't know what you want to do. So,
Well,
like,
you know what? The cool thing,
yeah,
I think the cool thing about like, there is one positive to like this whole YouTube shit, like the content creator or like the eBay hustler, you know, these like things that are options that used to never be options for people years ago. Like I don't know how long this shit's gonna last, but I can tell you all one thing.
right,
Right now, this is just started. This is like the gold rush of this era of the new cable television is here.
okay,
So the people who, even if you were to do a channel and you're making an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month, and you just post a video a week or 2 videos a week, those people are going to benefit for quite a long I would say quite a long time if things go accordingly. Nothing ever does, but I say the next like 10 years. This is how I say it. So back in like the 90s was like the big boom for cable, where like some guy who goes on a show and says 3 words could make a full-time living. That's what's happening on YouTube.
okay,
So if you wanted to start a channel, just fucking start a channel. Just do it.
right.
And then if you decide you want to do something else, you know, like you could always just do this for fun, and then it could possibly turn into money.
Right.
But
like
like
a little side hobby, just a little thing that you do, like a little journal sort of thing.
but it's something where it's like you could turn into the guy who is on random shows who's making 6 figures a year by, you know, just talking. And you only have, you know, you don't need to be famous in this era, you don't need to be famous to make a really good living off of it. So I think it's like even if you wanted to do something else with your life, like for instance, this dude, Craigslist Hunter, right? He's got a YouTube channel, but his full-blown business is a brick and mortar resale store. He buys old stuff, antiques, and he sells it. And he has an actual store. So what did he do? He said, I'll film this because I get crazy stuff. And it's like American Pickers, or it's like Cash Pawn Stars. And he's like, I'll just do it on YouTube. So now he's got a YouTube channel, and he just films his stuff at his work. And then he just makes a bunch of extra money on YouTube. But that's not even his main job. You know, so that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to preach to people and go, oh, just do YouTube. Your life's figured out. You know, but it would be a disservice of me to not tell people that we're entering a gold rush, where some dude who works at, you know, for my instance, is a fucking bartender, can come on here and talk smack and make an extra $2,000 a month. Like, that's a real thing. Like doctors, you know, you see channels with doctors, like they're doctors. They're not stupid. and they're not
Yeah.
broke either. They're doctors,
Right.
but they're like, hey, I could go talk about being a doctor online and
Uh-huh.
make extra money so I can retire even sooner. Sign me up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever's on your mind, especially like, even if you're fucking 40, I don't care. It's like,
Yeah.
why not? What's the point of even living here? If it's like,
Yeah.
well, we may
I
as
mean,
well
I feel
try
like
something.
the window even opens up more as you get older because you get more knowledge and you kind of know
Yep.
what you're doing just a little bit more. And
I
there's like
agree.
that's the thing I've been struggling with. Like I want to make my own videos, but then like there's only like that one thing that was on my mind that I wanted to tell people, but then like I can't do continuous content or like it's
But you
always
don't.
jumping.
But you don't have to do continuous content if you don't want
Mhm.
to. You could just put stuff up. You put one up a week. You put one up a week. It's something that it's like everybody needs an outlet of some sort. Like
Right.
like even when I go skateboarding once a week or every 2 weeks, it's like an outlet for me. It's something to do that I enjoy. So I think that's important. I mean,
Definitely.
you're in the same boat as like millions of people who are just like, what am I doing with my life?
True.
So I wouldn't
Yeah.
even trip on it. I would just, anything that you're really interested in, just go for it. I
Right.
don't, like the one guy said earlier, I'm not allowed to give you job advice,
Right.
but I would go for it.
Right. I get
That's
it.
just me. But anyways, I appreciate you calling in, brother. I'm gonna keep this party moving.
All right. No hurt feelings. Great to see you, man.
Hey man, hey, when you do start the channel up, come back on and let us all see your first video. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe you'll be really good at it.
All right. Awesome.
All right, brother. I look forward to it. All right. We got Drew G here. For all the new people watching, if you want to call in, I'm putting the link in the chat here. You just click it and lemony snick it. You know what I mean? And then you queue it up. All right. Who's going to be next here? We're going to do Gaming Bob's going to be next. Let me read this one. He goes, Jack, what are your thoughts on dating older women? I am 37 and strongly attracted to a 50-year-old woman. Any advice? I mean, go have sex with her, dude. Who cares? If you're into it. All right. Everybody's doing whatever they want nowadays. If the lady's down, she's down. I mean, I don't know about dating her long term. You could. But she's 51. You're 37. But right now, hey, if you're attracted to her, man, and she's in, do it. Do the hokey pokey, let it all hang out, baby. Why not? Who cares? But I mean, now if you were going to want to be like, marry this lady, I mean, I don't know. Man, I guess if she got a lot of money and stuff, maybe it's smart. Not to sound like that, but I don't know about all that. But why not? Peter goes, college is a unique phase of life in which you're intentionally placed amongst attractive 20-somethings. No other phase of life throws women at you like that. Now you got to be more intentional. Yeah, that's true. It gets harder as you get older. It could go one of two ways. It could get easier for you or it could get harder for you. Like if you got your stuff going together and you like got everything's smooth for you, money's coming in, you're chilling, I feel like it's a lot easier. But most people, I feel like it's probably harder. Got $2 from Real Cookie Cook. He goes, join the army, gain a degree, lose your legs. It's classic. I love it. This guy, Evasion Hunter, he goes, I was broke, Jack, then worked, stopped looking at receipts, run minivan on premium now. Okay. I thought that was going to be a good one. Not that it wasn't good, but could have been better. $13.99 from Diane. Thank you very much, Diane. Really appreciate that. All right, let's get Game and Bob in here. Yeah, jamoke's one of my favorite words to say. Yep, 48,000 subs. I thank all of you guys for being here. Yeah, it's really been growing. It's pretty crazy. Just enjoying the ride. All right, let's get Game and Bob on here. Come on now. All right, Bob.
Hey. It's been a minute.
What's going on, brother? So
I was
for
on
all
your
the-
show some months
all the-
ago.
All the new people here, Bob, how old are you, and where are you calling from?
52, Ohio.
All
So,
right, Bobby B,
I
what's
guess
on your mind?
Well, I got a couple of hot takes, but before I get to that, I just want to comment and say I don't know about your job advice, but I love your dating advice. For your earlier viewer, Lucas, the guy from Minnesota, and I guess for anybody that's out there looking for jobs, before you're worried about choosing a career path, work on your work ethics. Work hard. Work on your work ethics. Be somebody that's not looking to work 4 hours a day, 4 days a week. That was in your video earlier this week that provoked me to actually go in and start digging into the real numbers. I notice a lot of these people complain online without looking into the numbers. They talk about how easy it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I'm going to tell you, that's bullshit. It was not easy. I worked 2-3 jobs having to choose between gas and food. I know all about the ramen noodles and canned corn. Jesus, are you kidding? That hasn't changed. Getting a job was always tough. We didn't have side hustles like YouTube or OnlyFans or any of this bullshit you have nowadays. Your side hustle, you know what a side hustle was 30 years ago? A second job.
A second job.
That's
Sounds
a side hustle
today.
30 years ago. Like, we didn't work hard for it. I was sharing like statistics. I went out and got like 5 different historical looks at economic data, including like minimum wage, average salaries, cost of living, house prices. You want to see something retarded? Look at the mortgage interest rates from the 80s. 17%. You talk about how hard it was to buy a home then compared to now. You know what 17% is on a mortgage?
Sounds
Dude,
like a
that's
lot.
like taking $1,000 mortgage during today's 7% and turning it into a $3,000 a month mortgage. That's what 17% would be like. So I'm just so sick of hearing it. And it's all anecdotal. It's all their perspective and how they feel about the economy and how they feel about how hard it is. Like you said, it's Bush League to work 40 hours a week. It just really is.
And like I've said 1,000 times, nobody wants to go to work all day, come home, and then work some more. I get it. I get it. And that's why, like, when somebody goes, oh, you can't give me job advice, it's like, all right, yeah, I can't, but I've also always, when I was 23, I had 2 jobs and a side hustle on purpose. No one else was doing that, but I was always the only guy that had money. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's the right way to do anything. I'm just saying that, like, if me, some dude who barely graduated high school, didn't go to college, has no real skills other than making people laugh, and is like good at sports, you know what I mean? Like, if I was able to figure
I love your
out,
viewers lighting me up. I knew it was going to happen.
well, I'm just saying, if I was able to, like, and even recently, like, not long ago, it's like I was working a fucking restaurant still, and it sucked, but it was like, well, unfortunately, if I don't work 7 days a week right now, then I'll have no extra money, and then I'll be really upset. Like, it changes your life when you have like 20 grand in the bank.
It does. And to be fair, I looked at a lot of different metrics. So these people are correct when they're saying it's harder to buy a home, and it's actually more ridiculous to get a degree, relatively speaking. But everything else, rent, is relative to the minimum wage at the time or average wages, whichever metric you want to look at. I've even got the chart. You can pull it up if you want. I'm sharing that behind the scenes with you. But if you just go out and do the homework, people just want to talk. You say I'm gaslighting. Well, you're just echo chambering. You're just listening to people tell you things without actually digging into the numbers. And as far as getting a job, I love the dude that came on from prison who said, look, we got to get it within 3 days. So all you all that are out there looking for jobs and can't get them, it means you don't want to work. They're finding jobs as felons within 3 days. If you're not a felon, you should be able to find it in 1 day.
The only thing I could say, the difference that I will say is, like, okay, so I was talking to an older woman. She's like 60, but she was telling me how in the 80s she worked at McDonald's full time, regular position, and she was able to afford a shitty apartment, and she also was able to go buy a used car. So, like, because we had this we were just started talking, and but I think that's a big difference too, though. So I do think the power, the purchasing power is definitely a bit. How do I say this? Fucked. So I will
Well, I mean,
say
I could share all the links with you to show it. You know, a TV costs roughly 99.3% less today than it did in the past. Things, big ticket items, telephones, all the tech. Computers in the 80s were like $3,000. And when you're only making $310 an hour, that's an insane amount of money to pay for a computer. So, you know, you have to look at, people are cherry picking and picking and choosing things to point out. Is it getting more difficult? Sure. This is what happens when the government decides to hand out money like it's candy. We didn't have stimuluses when shit got hard back in the 80s and things were difficult. You didn't have the government just sending you extra free money. You don't have all the programs that you have now. You know, it was different. And somebody said we were held accountable, and that's true. Nobody gave a shit. You were on your own. Like when we were graduating high school, we didn't know what we were going to do either. And you just tried to work hard. You kept paying the bills, and you didn't have somebody handing you money. That's not how it works.
So I do, Bob, I do agree with you in the aspect of like, shit's always been difficult. I agree with that. I do. Do I think it's harder now? Probably. But then again, you know,
look at all these get out boomers.
But if you,
I got to clarify something. I'm Gen X, not boomer, by the way. Y'all should
guys,
learn a little bit before you start casting aspersions. But go ahead.
So to be fair, though, things are harder now. But if you go way back in the past, you know, I'm talking, you know, you're living in a hut in a tribe, you know. So like, yeah.
Are you talking about how about just less than 100 years ago? During the Great Depression.
Yeah. How about
this country? So shit's always been up and down. It just does.
Wait, I had a really good
get a job and work hard.
Fuck, I had a really good.
Sorry.
No, it's cool.
You were saying it was harder back in the past, but I'm trying to respond to the people in chat that
no, it's cool.
It's basically a boomer. God,
okay, awesome. Here's what I wanted to say. Okay, and then we're gonna keep this party moving. I'm gonna get somebody else coming in here. Okay, so the one thing I will say though is back in the 70s, 80s, and even the 90s. Okay, I feel like once 2000 hit, shit just took a whole switch. I feel like this has been happening since about then. So, my personal opinion. But back in the 70s, 80s, and even the 90s, you could talk about the safe route, get a job, 401k, work here for 35 years, and then you're set. That was an option. Even like for my mother, wait, hold on. My mom didn't go to college, no degrees. She somehow landed, hold on, a job at a major law firm as a secretary, and she was able to make enough money to live and survive and have fun. And then guess what? No education further than high school, was able to become the manager at a $1 billion boys club law firm and make a phenomenal living. The only downside is she kept making the same money for the next 20 years, and eventually everything just got really expensive. So, you know, for the first like 15 years, she was, you know, triple chilling. You know, 60 grand a year was in 1995 was big money. So that's one thing I will say. That option, I feel like, is kind of just disappearing completely. So that's one thing I will say about that. You can't really argue that one.
All I want to say is get out of the echo chambers and do actual research rather than just listening to other people spout off online. You know, do the research. Go dig.
I agree.
Look at the numbers.
It is entertaining, though.
Yeah. So I knew people were going to get lit up. So love y'all in chat.
Hey,
yes.
Later,
Please,
Bob. I appreciate you coming in here, brother. All right. Nah, Bob, he means well. Sometimes you need a stranger to come in here and just do a good roast, you know? All right. I got $2 from Falcon Strike. Falcon Strike. Sorry. Do you watch any prison YouTubers? There was a couple prison YouTubers I've watched. Yeah, it's always entertaining. I've seen some dude, I don't know his name, but he always does his intro. He's like, "Thanks for rocking with me. I'm rocking with you." He seems to be just doing numbers. Got out of prison, just became super popping on YouTube. And he's like one of those guys too, who's like, will show you his YouTube like money that he made. And it's like, pull 500 grand in the last 6 months. He's like, rock with me. And I'm like, hey, good for him. Yeah, you almost got to give it to him. It's like kind of just let him brag. You know, he did prison time. But yes, I've checked out a couple of those cats. Sometimes I wish they would just talk about something else other than prison. And just like, I'm just a guy who went to prison. Here's my thoughts on something else. But hey, you know, it's YouTube. You get pigeonholed into having a niche. It just is what it is. This guy goes, Jack, do you ever think someone is trolling you? Yeah, all the time. All the time. Sometimes they just let it roll. And I just go, I don't know. You know, I'm sure people have pulled fast ones on me. All right, Jeremiah with the 5 big ones, 5 hots. He goes, I did ROTC in the Air Force, then 12 weeks of OCS. I have no idea what any of this means. It was a total of 10 years, college paid for, debt-free, with cash in pocket. Got out and bought Roth IRA. Yep, I've been dumping a bunch of money into that. Who knows if it's going to be good in 30 years, but I'm going to try it. Well, that's awesome, man. I never had the balls to go to the military. I'm just like, I just couldn't do it. I've said this before in a video. Salute to everybody who's nuts enough to go do it. I guess we do need a military, but don't be confused. If shit went down for real, I'm strapped up. All right. I mean, I'm willing to play ball if need be, but I'm not going to sign up for it though. Thanks for the great content. I'm in the Midwest working on flipping a house right now, slated to make 100 bands. Still money to be made out here. Definitely not easy or that fun. Yeah, I agree. And I do agree with the Bob guy. I feel like it's always been hard, but I disagree on the aspect of like I said before, you used to be able to get a job with no degree and you'll be good for the most part. You know, that's like, good luck finding that nowadays. I mean, you can, but it's like odd jobs. It's like bartending. Who would have thought being a bartender was a smart idea? Amanda Marie. Yeah, sorry, Amanda. We'll get you back on next time you got good internet connection. All right. Let's get some more people in here. Who is next? Who's the next victim here? Let's see. All right. We got Kyle. Kyle's going to be next. Hold on one second. Bum, bum, bum. Diddly-doo, diddly-dee. Just want to read some of these. Richard Anderson with the $2. He goes, my side hustle 30 years ago was selling weed. Yeah, I did that too. Not 30 years ago. I would have been 4 years old. Although a 4-year-old weed dealer, you're under the radar. You know, you're probably going to get away with a lot. So it's actually probably a good idea. Anybody out there with young kids, pimp them out. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. I got another $5 from Lennon, Top Hat Lennon here. He goes, just work harder, bro. Look him in the eye, give him a firm handshake. That's how I got it, buddy. Take a cold shower, buy Rich Cooper's tactical soap. That's good. That's funny. No, there's this dude, Sam Hyde. I get a kick out of this guy, Sam Hyde. He is like nuts, but I think he's funny. But he had this joke where he goes, I'm a company man, and that's why I drive a station wagon. And he's like giving financial advice. He goes, buy silver, melt it down, make silver boots. Now you have silver boots. I don't know. I thought that was hilarious. I'm probably butchering it, but I thought it was pretty good financial advice. Silver boots, no one's doing that. Lennon, just work hard, bro. Another $2. Thank you. All right. Kyle, you're coming in. Get ready, buddy. Don't fuck this stream up. I'm just kidding.
All right, what's up?
Kyle, my man. West Nile Kyle, my guy.
Sure.
I don't know if anybody's ever called you that, but that's your new name now. All right. So
Cool
Kyle,
beans.
how old are you and where are you calling from, my man?
I'm 26, calling from northern Minnesota, Lake Vermilion area, so kind of up near the Canadian border. Pretty
Okay.
Not a cold year this year, so we actually barely have any snow right now. It's all melted away.
That looked like a painting. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, that's the view out the window every day.
That literally looks like a painting.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not joking.
and I live in it's a 1800 it was built in 1900. It's a old dovetail cabin that I've been fixing up that I live in. So I made
Damn
the
right.
escape out of the big cities. I was sick of the cities. I seen a place for under $30,000 on 10 acres, and I jumped on it. So
Hey, good for you, man. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
what's percolating on your mind tonight? What are you calling in about?
Well, I guess I just see a lot of these people, you know, they're struggling. Just some of my friends, even who still live in the cities, they see this impossible reach of owning a place, and just to finance it even is almost getting near impossible, especially when you're stuck paying the high rent. And I just looked at everything completely different. At 18, I went and lived in a trailer park and rented out. It was a 3-bedroom trailer. I rented out 2 of the rooms. I was only paying $150 a month, so I was able to save money. And that's this is Minnesota, so you know, but
ball game.
But you know, I saved up enough money to just get an affordable place, and it's going to be paid off this year, and then I won't have a mortgage, and I don't even have insurance on it because it's technically not a livable building. I insured it as a property and lived in a camper in the yard for a while, but you know, people need to start taking drastic measures if you really want to accomplish stuff at a younger age. You got to cut out comfort levels, you know, your wants versus needs. And then also what you really want, you have to prioritize too. Like, I wanted to have this place, a place I could afford. And so, you know, I had to just make sacrifices to do it. And I think people need to hear that they need to, you know, if you really want it, you just got to do it. I don't know what else to say to those people.
No, I agree with you. You went to a real estate agent and you said, look, you see this painting right here? I want my yard to look like this painting. No, I agree with you, man. I just, I've never had, you know, people are like, oh, you giving job advice. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing either, man. I'm just telling you how I've survived.
Yep.
Maybe it helps you out, you know, like,
and that's how I'd spread the word on.
It seems to me that a lot of people that I've met over my life, I've always been able to save money and have like 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand, whatever. And a lot of other people haven't been able to do that. And I'm not saying people don't do that. I'm just saying from my experience in the world, you know, so I must have been doing something right. I must have been doing something. I don't think I'm totally retarded, you know, maybe in a good way. I could be a little crazy, but I think people like that a little bit, you know, but yeah, I think we're like, I thought about it a bunch about relocating. It's just kind of, I think what happens is we get stuck. But what I mean by that is like all of our families here, all of our friends, our support system. And that's also important too. Like, it takes a village. Like, that's, but I have thought about it a bunch, man, because I'm sitting here thinking
it's a tough leap to do. It's a tough leap to make it. And I didn't have a job. I owned a bunch of junky cars. I buy and sell cars on the side. That's my side hustle, is cars. And I sold like 3 or 4 minivans, an Impala, bunch of vehicles, and I lived off that money. And I ended up working at a grocery store here for a while, because just to bring in some income. You know, I had a $500 mortgage, so I knew I wasn't playing with fire. I, you know, I don't even have a car payment, let alone my mortgage is less than one. And so I just went and got a $12 an hour job, and I could live comfortably on it. And but now I'm working construction, getting over 20 an hour. And so for 20 an hour up here is very good money, especially when I have a $500 a month payment. My car insurance is $36 a month.
What?
You know, just I got, well, like you see, I got all these junk cars in the yard. You know, you just you insure a bunch of beaters. I got even more, even just to show my frugalness. Actually, quick, you see, most people complain. That's my bathroom out there. See that I have to walk outside. There's the door.
No.
So in the winter, when it's negative 40 out, I would walk outside. But now I illegally ran a sewer pipe, and it just dumps into a hole in the ground. So I put a toilet in this year. But
Hey.
it freezes up anyway.
My boy's getting creative out here. Okay.
But
This
I
is
just
some
built that
inspirational
lean-to.
shit.
I just built that lean-to this weekend. If I can figure out how to do the camera, right there where the ATV is.
Yeah.
I built that baby by myself.
Oh, nice. You know what's crazy? Because you just told me your insurance was so cheap. I've actually bought and sold 3 cars in my life, and it was something that I was like, yes, I found a way to make some extra money. But here's the problem. You just told me what your insurance was. In Florida, I ran into the issue where I would buy a car, but here's my problem. I have to have it insured.
Yep.
Or they're going to suspend my license. So that's the problem I ran into. And then the second problem was
the crackdown out there.
so my second problem was I bought a car and I thought I was going to flip it quick. No, it took like 4 months to sell. And so I'm paying $150 every month on this car. And my profit margin was small. It was only going to be like $1,500 profit margin. So by the time I sold the fucking car, between driving it around, getting it cleaned for the 5th time and cleaning it and doing this and that, and then the insurance, by the time it was all said and done, it ate through most of my profits. So I ended up just stopped even trying to do that. But if you live somewhere, I mean,
yeah, I can do 5 cars a year. And sometimes I don't even switch the name. I keep it in the other person's name, and then I just sell it right to the next person. And they don't even come after you for any of that. So you can legally trade or do 5 cars without getting a dealer's license. But you know, sometimes you just put them in friends' names even, and I jump them around. So it works out for. Yeah,
hey, this is a great Kyle. I really appreciate you calling. This is some good shit, man. But I'm gonna keep this party moving. Unless you got one last thing.
I love your work. I found your channel, and I was like, this guy speaks the truth. And more people need to listen to him.
Hey, how you doing? Seriously. Sorry, I've been getting carried shades. You know what? I'm keeping them on. I'm having too much fun. All right, Kyle. Appreciate you calling in, man. Awesome place, dude. I appreciate you giving us a sneak peek on that.
Hell yeah, thanks.
That's awesome, dude. All right, brother. All right. Let's keep this party moving. Okay. Take it. Take a hit. Do it. All right. Anthony's calling. Anthony says, "Sup, Jack? You don't give yourself enough credit. You're not just some dude with a YouTube channel. You actually help people, and I'm one of them. I try, man. I'm not like perfect, dude. It took me forever just to learn how to help my damn self. You know, people are like, bro, you're giving this advice. I'm like, dude, sometimes I don't even trust myself. You know, I'm just like everybody else for the most part. I mean, anybody who thinks they know everything is just lying, not just to you, but to themselves. So I don't claim to know everything. I just like to joke around, and I see stuff that, you know, maybe doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it makes sense to other people. I just like to kind of call bullshit. And sometimes I'm wrong. I've been wrong a bunch. That's not a big deal. Yeah. So anyways, got that out of my system. All right. Jordan Wolf, my boy, my main man. Jordan Wolf, we go way back, man. Good guy. Good guy. I like him. All right. We got $5 from Greg C. Greg C. It's Greggy. It's Greg today. He goes, I don't have time to do research. I got 3 jobs I have to go to. El Mayo. That's classic. Thanks for the $5. You know, maybe go get a 4th job. That way you could maybe donate me $20. Joke. Jokey joke. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Another 5 big ones from Durst Crab. He goes, essentials like food, rent, etc. is more expensive, but smart tech is cheaper. It's a part of the digital enslavement. You'll own nothing but be a slave device. Yeah, no, it keeps us distracted. Yeah, and it's our choice to, you know, to just use it and consume it, or use it and make money off of it, you know. But I'm also a consumer. This is like my new TV here. I go, what are you guys watching tonight? I'm, so I get it. I gotta like a lot of times I just go leave the phone over and I just in the house I just leave it over there because otherwise you just keep checking the fucking thing. We got another $5 from Kevo. He goes, well, I just quit my job, making toothpicks out of logs. Yeah, that's big money. Toothpick money? Kidding me? People got to clean their teeth, man. That's a big racket. Big racket. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I imagine toothpicks do pretty well. Restaurants have them. All right, let's see. Hold on. Got a lot of comments in here. I wish I had a comment person sitting next to me. Just be able to pop up all the good comments here. We got $10 from Poke Life Lessons. Take this cheddar. They call him Cheddar Jack. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Really, for real. Hey, Tony, Rizzo, baby. 5 big ones downtown. How you doing? All right, let's get the next person coming in here. We got Murph. We got Murph Wilds coming in. Murph, get ready. Hey. All right, you don't look like a Murph.
Yeah, maybe not. How are you?
Just doing great. So, how old are you, and where are you calling from?
I'm 44 from Cleveland, Ohio.
Hot damn. So, what's on your mind tonight? What do you got for us?
Yeah, so I'm wondering how many of your audience and yourself, like, I feel like the market's very bad, and it's going to get worse this year. I know they're trying to like prop it up for an election and everything.
Oh, for sure.
I'm hoping that works, but I don't think it will. So, like, I'm wondering if anybody's contemplating big decisions based on that. Like, so I'm thinking about cashing out, leaving the city, and moving to like more of a rural place. And I know a few weeks ago you had like an older woman on, and she was doing a lot of like remote work, kind of out in the country, and that really got me thinking. So that's where I'm at. I'm kind of thinking, but I've been here 20 years, right?
Where are you located, if you don't mind? Cleveland, right? Got it.
Yeah. The suburbs, yeah.
So like all your family and friends.
Well, I have a lot of family where I'd be relocating to, so.
Oh, that's a positive.
And I love the place. I'd be more in nature, and I'm thinking, I'm getting mid 40s. Like, do other people feel this way, where they just get sick of the grind?
I think a lot of people do. I mean, I know. Like, for instance, right now is difficult for me to like just up and move. Just because it's also mentally taxing, because I've moved across country before, so it's not like I haven't done this. Mm-hmm. I could talk shit on this one, but like I've talked to 2 of my like bestest friends where I was best man at both their weddings, and we were talking and we were just sitting there. But the problem is convincing our girlfriends and other people we love. Well, they have wives, so mine's just a girlfriend, but to want to actually move somewhere else where it's much more affordable. Mm-hmm. And I know those are kind of dwindling, but they still exist, like, and we were really talking about that because I was like, I'm down. Like, I'm down to go somewhere, like not go to Nashville, Tennessee or something like that. But like if I moved to Tennessee, it'd be 30 minutes outside of like the major area. So we have access, we could go there if we want. So I've had these talks with like my closest people, but it's like, it's just just doing it, I think, is the thing. I don't think you're alone at all. I think a lot of people, at least me, I've really thought about it, because what I'm paying here, mm-hmm. or like, let's say I do, get married, or I'm going to move in with my girl. We're going to go get a place. The type of money you got to spend where I live in South Florida for just a 3-bedroom house. It's like, dude, we could spend half of that if we went to another state, and the taxes would be lower, the insurance, everything. So I don't think you're alone at all. I mean, are you single? Are you married, or what's that?
Well, I've been with a guy for 3 months now, and that's another thing, so I'd be kind of leaving him. But here's the thing, they kind of sold us a little bit of a lie about feminism, and so I could either, have the guy save me and stay in my house and stuff, or I can cash out, pay off all my debt, and ultimately still be in a place I love. So that's where I'm at right now. It's a really, really hard decision. I think I'm just going to give it another 2 months and clean out my house and decide.
Yeah, I would just sit on it, honestly. And who knows? Maybe if you guys are really cool, maybe he'll be like, I'm coming with. But it's like,
Could happen.
well, I think we've all been sold when it comes to like relationships and everything. I think we've all been kind of duped, man. You know, like even me growing up, like I'm not much older than the younger generation. I'm not too far off, but even me growing up, it was like, even in high school, it was like no one's faithful. Nobody wanted to get married. Like at 21, nobody I knew, and I knew a lot of people. You know, I was one of those guys. I was very social. Nobody was like getting ready to get married. Everybody was like on the same page. Now it's just amplified. Now it's like, now people are just like, I'm not even doing any of it. It's just like, I'd be forever young and I'll figure it out later. So you're not alone with that one. Definitely not alone with that one. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I think it's probably smart. And I feel like, and I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I'm living in South Florida, but like right now, I'm just not in the position. I'm just not there. I could be. I guess I could just up and sell this, take all the equity, and just go. But you know, I'd like to be able to bring my lady with me, or like, you know, then she'd be leaving her family. So, but I'm with you. I'm really been thinking about it. I've even thought about leaving the country, to be honest. I don't know if that would solve anything, but I've thought about it.
Well, it's timing the market too, right? I mean, if real estate crashes, then I might as well stay put. But anyway, I got to run. But thank you, Jack.
I appreciate you calling in, and it sounds like an adventure ahead of you. I think it might be a good thing. You know, call us back when you make a decision. Fill us in.
All right, will do. Thank you.
No problem. Appreciate you calling. Well, this guy goes, Jack, I totally do that job. Talking about sitting here with me, dude. It's funny because I've tried. You guys seen me? I've tried doing this already. Didn't work out. Didn't work out. You know, turns out you can't even pay people to do stuff anymore. Who would have thought? Jim Berg, what's up, Jim? How you doing, brother? He goes, just sell your plasma and stop complaining. What does RLP stand for? It stands for Red Leather Podcast. I know, odd name. I had a Cadillac. I still have it, but it had red interior. I originally started filming videos out of it, and I said, I'll call it Red Leather Podcast. It just had a good name to it, you know? And then that backfired on me. And then I just started filming in the house, and I kept the name. And I happen to have a red leather jacket. So I was like, cool, we're good. We still got the red leather. You know, we're not phonies out here. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Diddly, 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 dee. Basement. We got another $10 from Kimo Sabe. Thank you very much. Live show. I love this joint. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Glad you're having fun. All right. Another $2 from Lennon. Appreciate you, brother. Would you collab with YouTuber Depressed Unwanted Man? Never heard of him, but probably. I literally have strangers calling in on this. I don't even know you guys, you know? Yeah, I'll probably work with them. Why not? I'm down to. I want to be that guy who just ends up on YouTube channels and it's like, how'd this guy get here? Makes no sense. That's what I want to be. I'm all about doing stuff that's like, no one's doing that, you know, to an extent. All right, who's next? All right, we got Kareem coming on next. Kareem, get ready, Ben. You're coming in hot.
Had to start my camera. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we hear you loud and clear, my man.
Nah, they got it. Sounds good. So, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. So how old are you and where are you calling from?
26, calling from New York, Queens.
All right, Queens, baby. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, man. So what's percolating on your mind tonight, man? What you want to get out?
Everything. You know, I watched one video from you before in the past, and I created a reaction video myself. to that video about
Oh,
Gen Z.
nice. I'll have to
And
go check
so,
that out.
yeah. And so, yeah, everything from inflation to housing. I'm trying to buy a house. Um, every house that I look at, they already have a buyer or a cash buyer. So it's like as soon as you see it, it's gone. Yeah,
Where?
just
So wait, I'm sorry. Where you live? Where you're calling from? New York. Okay.
New York. Yeah,
So that's really an issue.
a real
Find like
issue. Yeah,
for because I haven't been shopping for houses, so it's that serious. Like just even trying to get a house, it's like it's gone.
basically, yeah. And in New York, even in Jersey. So I'm trying to look in Jersey because it's slightly cheaper. But even when
Okay.
I look in Jersey, I guess every real estate agent I talk to, they say everyone from New York is trying to move to Jersey. Because in New York,
Mm,
especially where I live, you can't find anything under 450,000. Like and it's
it's
probably
steep.
run down. You probably won't have a backyard. And that's just a single family house. So or
So
else you
have you?
gotta move like,
So have you grew up in New York?
yeah, born and
Okay.
raised.
All right. Yeah. Because one of my friends, my boy Jamel, he grew up. He lived in Jamaica, Queens. I met him through
Yeah.
skateboarding, and he lived there up until about like 25. And then he relocated with a bunch of people. It seemed like a lot of New Yorkers were relocating to North Carolina. And I only say this because I understand. I'm in my hometown right now. I've moved before, but I moved back. I get it. I understand when you feel like, well, it's my family's here, everybody's here. I get that, but I also feel like if it stays at this point, it's like if you're able to, like, for instance, do you have a standard job, or you make a remote money? Like, if you don't mind me asking that.
Standard job, it's remote, but occasionally I do have to go into the office. I haven't been there in maybe like 3 months, but if they
Gotcha.
need me to come in, then I have to be here.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, man, I feel like New York. I don't want to say it's bad. I went there 2 years ago, and it seemed pretty fine to me. It seemed like everybody was, everything looked pretty
That's
good.
it
You
looks
know,
like it's good, but
yeah, it appears to be like, oh, everything's fine here.
yeah,
But dude, that's like, I just don't even know how we're supposed to, like, because I inherited this house. I tell you guys this shit. Like, well, you only see one video, I guess, but like, I inherited my place. I still have a mortgage on it. All that. It wasn't just free. It's like, here's a bunch of bills that you may not be able to afford. Make it happen. But like, I think about that now. I'm like, okay, even with the money I have saved, decent credit score, it's like, the fuck am I able to buy? Like, what are you able to go get with 50 grand? It's kind
exactly.
of a joke. But obviously, the guy who called in earlier, who's got a $500 mortgage payment in the middle of nowhere, it's like, oh, you can do something with 50 grand, but just not here.
Not here. Yeah, exactly. So I do have a
Yeah.
question. In your scenario, do you see it as a better option to sell that house that you inherited, or do you want to keep it and hope that it keeps appreciating?
Okay, so I've took some advice from a few different older cats in my life. One of them, my tax guy. Other guy's my godfather, and they all tell me just keep it, just keep. And I actually agree with them. So I'm slowly remodeling one thing at a time, one bathroom at a time. That way, a year from now, 2 years from now, I'm ready to, boom, just rent it out.
Got
And my goal is, right, like I had a question earlier. Some guy goes, "Are you rich yet?" First thing I do with a any kind of big money, if that does happen, um, I'm paying some shit totally
totally
off.
off.
I'm over
Exactly.
it. Like, I don't care if I could go put the 90,000 that I owe on this townhome into an account and make more money. I'm over it. I just want to get all of it done with. Like,
All the expenses
that's
gone, correct?
that's kind of my game plan, is like, get some of this gone so that when this turns into a rental unit, I don't have to be some price gouging dickhead, and I can, rent it for, like, I'm sure these places I live in could rent for 2,500 because I have a 3-bedroom. but I'd like to be able to just rent it for $2,000 and have somebody who's like, thank you, Jesus, $2,000. And then they're locked in. I don't want to sweat it. I don't want like every year having to kick somebody out, get a new person. So that's where I'm at. So I'm probably going to just keep the crib. Just because, why not? If things keep going the way they are, and by the time I'm 60, this place will be worth $1 million, at this rate. At this fucking rate, even though this place shouldn't be worth more than $150,000, to be honest with you, but that's where we live.
Going.
Yeah, man. So anyways, so New York, man. So let me ask you a question. Is this all true about this congestion tax where they just going to start charging you guys to travel through the city?
It's true. I haven't got hit with it because, like I said, I'm working remote, so I try and avoid Manhattan as much as possible. I live in Queens. I live actually close to where you were saying Jamaica, Queens. I'm in St. Albans, so it's like Jamaica, Queens is right next to me. But that's where I grew up. My mom had a salon there. And yeah, the congestion pricing is real. I don't think they started it yet. I'm not too sure because I haven't been to the city, but they have the things up. They're getting ready to do it. So people are gonna get hit with fees. Can't avoid it.
No, you really can't. I was just asking that because there's word of that going down here too, in like Miami and stuff. So it's kind of like, and I'm a part of that. So where I live, I'm in West Palm Beach. My address is 747. I'm just kidding. I'm in West Palm, so we call it the tri-state area. Let me get my hands here. So here's West Palm, here's Fort Lauderdale, here's Miami. So this right here is like the epicenter of where everybody's flocking in. That and a couple other areas like Tampa and stuff, but that's way, way away. So this region, they're really coming in hot, man. I'm talking like there ain't no more free highways. I know we pay taxes, but it's all like there's cameras on any highway you're on. It's no longer they're trying to do the same shit, the same exact thing.
What is the end goal with this? Because they're hitting us with everything from
cars.
every direct, like cost. The cost of everything is just going up. At this point, people won't be able to reproduce because it's just too expensive. People won't be able to buy houses; it's too expensive. People will barely be able to buy groceries. So, I'm wondering what's the end goal, or how far can it go before like everything just.
Well, I think what's happening here is like a lot of people, we all live in a very, almost like we're institutionalized because we all live in like, not everyone, but a lot of people live in these big cities. Like nobody around me has an acre. You feel me? No one's got that where I live. You go down a little bit, you go a little more inland, and that's all over the place. But those places are stupid expensive. But like, basically, my whole theory with it is like, the less we can, the more people who can't drive a car because they can't afford it, and can't own a house because they can't afford it, and can't do all these things. It's just a way to keep us stuck. It's like keep you here. Yeah. This is where you live now. And it's scary. Like we said with the woman who wants to move out to the farmland. Mm-hmm. That's scary shit, man. I'm institutionalized over here, man. Like to go live out in the woods, basically. That's kind of scary. And that's kind of scary, man. I'm not going to front.
It's like we're heading towards a dystopian society if we're not already there. I don't know if I remember in high school we read this book called Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I might be messing up the name, but basically it was a dystopian society where basically people like they lived in this bubble, and outside of it, everyone else outside of it was basically like savage animals. And what they did is I can't remember exactly, but they took like this pill that supplied them with everything they need, kept them having fun and like happy. And then up to a certain age, they just passed away. Like they didn't get older or look older. And then at a certain age, they just passed away or something like that.
I might have to check that out. Maybe get some cliff notes on that. That sounds pretty trippy. But I mean, honestly, I think what's going to go down, at least in my mind, in a perfect scenario for me would be me and the closest people to me who kind of have their shit together. We all go, hey, let's go acquire this property together, and let's all get some houses on this bitch. And yeah, it's going to be a huge thing, but at least we won't be all alone. That would be the ideal thing. Now, is that plausible? Probably not. But I do think that's what's going to happen. I know for sure I'm going to end up living somewhere where, like, it's going to be outside the norm. Even if I could afford to have these huge mortgage and this property taxes, like, it's stupid. Why would I do that?
Don't
like,
want
I feel like even if I stayed in Florida, I would probably end up like where I live. I would end up like 45 minutes inland from the beach, where there is cheap land still available. It exists. It is here. Like, you can go do it. The problem is most of us don't want to go, like I said, move out to the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we do have country here in Florida. It's a big thing. You'd be surprised how many people are like cowboys out here. It's a real thing. It's just a lot of us are so used to living in this city life that, we're like, well, I'll pay for it because this is what I'm used to and this is what I'm comfortable with. But I feel like once it gets too uncomfortable, that's when I feel like we'll see a big shift. I mean, it's already happening. People are living in fucking vans. You know what I mean?
Literally. Yeah.
It's happening. But anyways, man, I appreciate you calling in, dude. Good luck with buying that house. If you have any success with that, definitely call us back. Let us know. Also, what's your channel name? I want to check it out.
Kareem Reacts. I kind of just post whatever I want to talk about in the moment. And for you, I think it was the Gen Z video. I might have watched the second video, but I can't remember. But the Gen Z one was, yeah.
But you got Kareem Reacts. I got you.
Yeah.
Is it the 1,800 followers? Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right.
All right, cool, man. I'm gonna check that out. I'll also pin his channel down below. You seem like a cool cat. But yeah, definitely keep us posted with that, man. I wish you the best of the luck. It sounds like you got, sounds like you kind of got your shit together, man. So I'm proud of you, man.
I'm one of the car payment people, so not yet, but I'm getting there.
I was a car payment guy too. It's all good. I'm like most people. Learn the hard way. All right, brother.
Yeah. All right.
Later, man.
Take care.
All right. We got the $5. He goes, yeah, you know what? If somebody really wants to, I am interested in. It's going to be a very slow process. That's just how I roll. But I am interested in getting somebody to help me do some things. You're probably going to have another job, but I would pay for somebody, preferably someone local in the West Palm Beach area, because once this live stream, like right now, oh wow, we're at 900 people watching. Thank you all for being here. I don't want to be that guy, but if you guys feel like following me on Instagram, that'd be awesome, because I don't feel like posting there all the time to build it up, but no pressure. Just somewhere else too, you could reach me just in case anything goes down. But I am looking for somebody. I wouldn't mind somebody helping out with this. There'd be a couple things you have to do. It'd be an easy job, but like the bigger this gets, I'm missing out on a bunch of good comments. And if I had somebody here, or maybe I could hire somebody remotely. I don't know. I'm not doing my job too well. Anyways, we got $20 from Ronan. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Seriously. All right, we got a couple more guys, and then we're gonna wind this down. $5 from Lewis. He goes, why is that human beings in power that live barely 80 years are making decisions that affect everyone else for hundreds of years or more? Good question. There was this quote from Bob Marley that I thought was awesome. And the quote is, the biggest man was once a baby. And I thought that was really simple, but it's like, yeah, you was once an infant who needed help for years until you got on your feet. A good decade, a good 15 years, you needed help. And now you out here calling the show. You King Tut's cousin, Johnny Tut now. That's you. So yeah, you got a great point, man. Who knows? That's a question old as time. I don't know, but people seem to have the audacity. We got $100 from downtown. Holy smokes. I've got nothing to break. I got to go to Home Depot and get some more shit, or else I would be wailing right now. Just so you know. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Seriously. Huxley was close to 1984. Yeah, 1984, the movie or the book. It's pretty on point. Kind of disturbing. All right. We got Doug, I see you in there. Nick, I see you in there. I'm going to get you guys in after this next guy. I'm going to panel you guys out. All right. We got D's coming in, or Dez. Hope you're ready. And then after Dez, we got the urban legend. All right. Dez, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, man. How old are you and where are you calling from, brother?
I am. Wait, my camera's not turning on.
It's cool.
What's going
there
on?
he is. There he is. He's got that $1 million smile.
Hey,
There he
I'm
is.
26. It's good to be on your show.
Yeah, of course, man.
And I actually found you like a couple months ago, and that was actually when you were at like, I think it was like 17K, I think.
I appreciate you being here this whole
congrats.
time. Thank you.
Like,
Thank
you
you.
grew pretty fast.
Well, it only seems that way. Let's not. You guys didn't see my other YouTube channel that had no views and a good 2-year stint of nothingness. But yes, it seems. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I'm really stoked. I really appreciate everybody being here. Like seriously. But for a while, I thought it was just never going to happen. So I'm very happy about it. So what's on your mind? What's on your mind tonight? Sorry, I cut you off. Keep going.
No, that's all right. Well, I actually just wanted to call on to let people know I have a show also. Seeing how like you were growing, it actually motivated me to get back on here. And
yeah, I mean, this is like, I'm gonna put it to you this way. This is like anything else. So like even a regular ass job, right? When I said to myself, I'm gonna go to this restaurant and I'm gonna eat shit for a year until they let me bartend. It's like the same concept as like leveling up at a job. But just doing this same shit when I was doing resell the first year and a half, I really didn't make any money. I was kind of like maybe making like 500 a month. Some months I'd break even, but like just once you keep showing up and you keep getting more inventory, and in this case, more inventory is more videos, eventually there's a probability aspect to where eventually something's got to hit. You know, they're not all going to hit, but one of them, that's how I look at this game. But if you don't keep showing up, then your probability keeps going lower and lower.
Down.
Yeah, what's your channel name real quick? I'm going to write this down just so I can check it out.
My channel name's The Get Up Show.
The Get Up Show.
If it's all right, I'll play like I just made like an intro video if you guys can hear it.
Make it. Wait, we can't see it.
Oh, y'all can't see it? Oh shoot.
Nah, it's cool. You know what? I'm gonna check you out. Don't worry, man. You're gonna have some people. You're gonna get some people in this chat will more than likely go check you out, man. But anyway, so other than plugging your channel in, which I appreciate that, I like when people have the balls to do that. I think it's smart. I do let the opportunity for you guys to come in here. But what's you got anything percolating on your mind tonight you wanted to talk about?
No, I just wanted the chance to call on.
Yeah, of course, man. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go check you out. I'm gonna subscribe to you right now. Hold on. We're gonna get in here. Hold on. The Get Up Show.
The Get Up Show.
The Get Up Show. Get on up. Get on up.
Yeah, and I mostly focus on like just improving your life. However I do. So like marketing. I've got like a marketing series on there. I've got the market alert, I call it, where it's like stock tips and stuff and stock alerts. And I also have like culture videos where it's like hot topics and stuff.
Okay. So, real quick though, the Get Up Show. There's looks like a lot of Get Up shows on here. Hold on. All right, here's what I want you to do because I want to keep this party moving along here. Go ahead, not in the chat, but in the comment section. Like exit out of the chat when you get out of here. In the comment section, type in "It's me, the Get Up Show." That way, I could go check it out. But I'm gonna keep this moving. I appreciate you calling in, Des.
Hey,
And
thanks for
I'm gonna check you out. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna like, share, and subscribe.
Thank
All
you,
right, brother.
man.
No
Take
problem,
care.
man. All right. Hey, you know, the shameless plug. You gotta respect it, man. You gotta respect it. And once again, up all night in Las Vegas. I really appreciate the 100 big ones, man. That's unreal. Thank you so much. We got 10 big ones from Sarah J. Why do you live in such an expensive city? I'm moving out of Miami. Horrible place. You live in Miami. I'm on Easy Street compared to Miami, buddy. All right, let's put it that way. Miami's like triple where I'm living. It's insane over there. But yeah, like I said, man, family's from here. Everyone's from here. We all get comfortable. And to be fair, 5 years ago, where I live was untapped. It was cheap. People weren't bitching about rent. It was cool. It was easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. It was awesome. Now it's not. It's like a lot of places in America. It's like fucked. But that's why I live here. I have a house here and I'm comfortable, you know? So anyways, all right, we got, you know what? We're going to do a big charade here. We're going to end this party. We're going to do a panel. All right. We're going to do a panel and real quick. All right. So we've got, real quick before I get to you guys, Discord. I don't have a Discord. I want to keep this as easy as possible for everybody. So that's why I haven't done a Discord. Because I don't want to have it to where it's like, go follow me here, 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 and here. If you want to follow me on Instagram, that'd be great. That's the only other place right now that I will say you could go follow me and I'll plug. But I just don't, it's just too much. It's just too much stuff. And I'm trying to keep it easy for everyone. So no Discord. Maybe I'm fucking up, but okay. But real quick, we've got Doug in the bottom left corner. We've got Nick the plumber in the right corner. Doug is in his 50s. He is a school teacher. Nick is also a regular caller. He is a plumber, and he is a smoker. He is blazing saddles. So the other guy, though, Urban Legend, I have not had you on here. So how old are you, and where are you calling from, brother?
I'm 45 and I'm calling from Erie, Pennsylvania. And my first name's Mark. And I'm actually the guy who won the 250 about 2 weeks ago. Mark Banco.
Hey, Mark Banco, my
That's
guy.
me.
All right. Yes.
I appreciate that.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? I forget if it was the guy named Steve who sent it to you or the other guy. But yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool for you to call in. I hope that helped out a little bit, and you know,
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
that's awesome. So if I remember correctly, you said you were a single father.
Yeah, that's right.
From the message, yeah, that's why I picked you because last time we did donations, it seems like I gave them all to single moms. So when I got this, I got a couple of single dads. I go, well, it looks like it's their turn now.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky because here in Pennsylvania, being a Commonwealth, generally you go down there, you're the enemy if you're a man. But unfortunately for me, I was able to work the system and use it against the mom so that I'd be able to have custody of her and raise her with good morals, values, and, you know, do the best that I can do.
Oh, well, that's awesome. I mean, obviously I don't wish anybody to like get the kid and all that stuff.
Right.
But, I don't want to sound like that. Like, oh, thank God you pulled one over on her. It's I'm assuming, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I'm assuming it was probably, if it was better for you to take the kid, then I'm assuming you're the more responsible, probably. Just guessing here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's on your mind tonight, Mark? What's other than calling to thank I'm glad you got the money. I'm glad that worked out. That went smooth because I kind of, when we do these giveaways here, anybody new watching, sometimes we like to do some light Oprah stuff and just hook people up with bread. But it's not just from me. I'll throw in some of my money, but other people that just want to give, have the generosity bug, will donate in. And instead of, and now like, don't hit the camera. Come here. What I do, instead of me taking the money, I just will, somebody who I pick, I will link them with the other person. That's how I do it. That way it's like direct to consumer, and you know that getting it, and I'm not sitting here just like taking money. So anyway, so, but you have anything on your mind, Mark, that you wanted to talk about?
Oh, there's so many things. I should have took some notes, but I guess I'll just start with like the World Economic Forum, you know, because I hear a lot of people when we talk about prices or inflation or pretty much anything that's going on in the current events, most of it's all linked directly to the World Economic Forum. You got Klaus Schwab, or Dr. Evil with the German accent, says you're going to own nothing and be happy.
Classic.
They want to do all these smart cities. So like Lahaina, Chile, Texas, all the fires, right? You got a blue roof, you're good though. But all those cities is right where they want to build the new cities, these smart cities, so to speak, of digital control.
Well, and another thing too, back to what that dude Kareem was saying about like what's their end goal. You know, how you think about that, and you're like, well, I kind of feel stuck already in the city. Yeah, that's the crazy part, is I keep wanting to put these on. They're so fun. I'm just having fun with them, guys.
15-minute cities.
Yeah, like real quick, like Nick and Doug, like what's your take on this? Because I'm having a hard time even like wrapping my.
In all major cities, they're trying to implement 15-minute cities, which is like, yeah, like you're saying, keep people feel trapped. If you want to extend out of your 15-minute perimeter, you have to pay a toll or a tax. It's just to keep everybody in their area.
Just keep them all in check.
Yeah,
I think they're going to use social scores too.
Social scores, those are common.
What was that, Doug?
I think they're going to use social scores too for the 15-minute cities, in addition to other things.
Yeah, they are.
I don't want to be a part of it. I want to be in a worldwide, wherever I want to go kind of thing without.
I've said this for new people watching. You know, I don't expect everybody to catch every video I do. I also consume YouTube, so I know how it works.
Yeah.
So I've said this before, you know, if the day comes where they're like, hey, you got to get this, I don't get biblical, but like if a day were to come where they're like, hey, Neuralink is the new cell phone, and yet in order to use this phone and do this stuff and work your job and all this stuff, I'm out. I'm done. I'm going to be, whatever Mad Max situation happens, I'm going to be with those people, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, I know it sounds like I'm talking a lot of shit here, but that's just the truth. That's just what I've already made up my mind on that. I'm hoping that does not happen.
Right.
They're already starting to roll out the central bank digital currencies. Like right now with the commercial real estates all collapsing the system right now, that's their way to introduce the central bank digital currencies. So once they make all the currencies digital, then everybody's screwed.
Right. In America, we started the our digital dollar a little over a year ago. And that whole digital thing, like Jeff Bezos, all these Bill Gates, they're all part of the same club, you know, like George Carlin used to talk about. Yeah. And I like the one line he'd say, he'd be like, the American dream, you got to be asleep to believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one big club and you're not invited. Yeah, you're not in, and you're not in it.
And here's the thing, these people, they want to cull all the animals of the planet, essentially. They're now saying, it used to be plant trees. Trees are good because it's part of photosynthesis. We need them. Now it's cut the trees down. Let's bury the trees, capture the carbon with their machines that they do have, and put it underground in these underground cities that they already have. While it's telling you and me, hey, no wood burning stove, you know, no natural gas, no oil, no nothing. They just want complete control through the digital system. And you look at the grid, our grid hasn't been updated in what, 60, 70 years? I mean, look at the invasion at the border. They say between 10 million and 20 million have come across. Let's just assume 1,000 of them are here to do harm. You know what I mean? And we're allowing it to happen. You got Texas Governor Abbott. You go to the World Economic Forum, he's a member. So I've kind of fallen out of the left-right paradigm, this Republican versus Democrat.
Nah.
I look at it as it's two sides of the same coin. They're working together.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm just a dude who likes to call bullshit and joke around, and I'm trying to navigate life like everybody else. But I will say that's something I realized at a pretty young age. That's just how I look at, like, guys, don't take this like I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong, but just this is how I personally look at it. I look at the left and the right, or whatever, the whole politics, all that. I look at it like one big, it's like a show now. It's like a new TV series. That's how I look at it. So like in a movie, they do a pretty good job in movies of making, Batman the hero and Joker the villain. And you really believe it. When you're watching this movie, you really believe that these two guys want to kill each other. Like, you really believe that. But in reality, they're both working together to make a movie. So that's how I look at, and I could be totally wrong. I'm not saying I don't even, I'm just saying that's how I look at politics. So, right side, left side, I'm West Side, baby. Yay. I'm just
West Side?
Yeah. Real quick, though. Zara J with the $2. He goes, how do I call in? I won't promote my shit. Unfortunately, these are the last callers of the night, but I put a link in the chat. I'll do it just as a demonstration. I'm not going to be taking any more callers, but just so you guys know, I'm posting the link right now. You'll see it at the bottom of the chat. And I try and post it throughout the whole show. And that's how I do it. I post it through the show, and you just click it and tick it. I just upgraded the system on this, so maybe there's a way I can have it just highlighted. I'm sure we're in an era that I can pull this off with the technology.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, last comment before we get back to this whole like 15-minute city thing. Angela Johnson, $5. She goes, I plan on leaving the city of Las Vegas eventually for the suburbs when things get rough. Cover food shortages. I cover food shortages on my channel in Vegas. Love your show. All right, Angela Johnson. I'll have to check you out as well. Let me write that down. Got a lot of people to check out, but you know what? You never know who you're going to end up being cool with. So I like to check people out.
Absolutely.
All right. So anyways, but I do think that, man, I think it's going to hit a point where like Doug, you said you live like kind of outside of the noise, right?
60,000 people in this town, and then there's nobody for 70 miles.
Yeah, so you're way removed.
Yeah,
like
so it's
for
kind
instance, I know I'm assuming you probably own your house, but like, let me
I
ask
do
you a
not.
question.
I rent.
Okay, so perfect. So for instance, like, not to bud in your business, but everyone's kind of curious. How many bedrooms you got, and like, what are you paying for rent in
Okay,
this
sure.
area?
It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath condo, 2-car garage, in town near the schools. $975.
Holy shit! Like I said earlier, I'm in a 3-bedroom townhome, no garage whatsoever.
Oh, and I have a walk-in attic too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so I live in a townhome, no garage, no real privacy. I do have a lake view. That is a perk. But if I were to rent this out, you're talking $2,500 minimum.
And I had my rent raised about 2 years ago to that. It was cheaper, inflation, all those things. But it's not. I like where I live. It's not a problem for me. It's enough people around. I got all the box stores, so I can still do all that. And there's some mom and pop places around, and I can get. Dallas is about 2 hours away, 2.5 hours.
So you could go to the action, but I just think like, oh, this person Doug isn't real. Oh, Doug's real. Doug's real, baby.
Hey,
I think it's gonna happen more and more. That's gonna happen. It's like you got two options. We relocate and go where most people don't want to go, and everybody starts relocating out. Or the other option is it's just a shit ton of people all living together. So that's kind of the way I look at it. And then there's going to be the small percent of people who are just making stupid money and they're fine.
I first came out here and it was, I didn't want to, and it was a slower pace. And now that I've been here for a while, I'm like, it's better. And so I don't mind it not being in a big city. I mean, we got an airport here, the whole thing. So, and then the other cities, Shreveport, they got gambling and all that stuff there. That's all about an hour away. So there's bigger cities around to do things. And you realize I don't want to be in that traffic. My job is about 6 minutes from my house. I have 2 lights that I drive through. And if one of them I get stopped at, I'm in traffic today.
Yeah. Well, that's actually something. I don't know if I've ever really said this on the channel, but like one of my hobbies, this is going to sound odd, is going for a cruise and just driving.
Me and my son do that.
But guess what? Traffic during 8 months out of the year here, I don't do that because that's how bad the traffic is. Or if I'm for some reason up late at night and I feel like going for a cruise just to ease my mind, I'll go because I know at midnight there's nobody on the road. But other than that, I used to like to take a little morning cruise to get my day going. I know it's wasting gas and all that, but it's something that I enjoyed. So take a cruise and listen to some music or maybe some type of content like this.
I did that many times.
Yeah, I take a cruise and I take this long route all the way around and I'd come back. Maybe I'll grab a $2 coffee at the local spot or I'll just make coffee at the house. But it sounds weird, but I've kind of cut that out of my life. And it sucks because it's something I actually enjoy, but that's where we're at. I'm like, dude, the traffic's so bad. And I'm just like, it's not even, it's no longer pleasure anymore.
Right. I'm going to make one last comment. I guess Urban Legend was kind of talking about it. This is initially what I was going to call in about the American dream, right? I don't really think the American dream is dead. And it's not the American promise. It's always been a dream.
Good point.
And so that means it's not always, it's more of the ability to just have an equal opportunity for everyone to start. Providing, that we all do that. And then if you choose to not, succeed in your life, it can happen. I realize it's tougher today. When I was back in high school, I worked for $3.35 an hour. And I did it for 32 hours a week from the 10th grade. Yeah, big money back then. I think I bought records and tapes. That's where my things went. Records, tapes, going out to eat, gas. And then I enjoyed my job. I didn't feel like it was a job when I was in the 11th, 12th grade. I worked at a place called Marineland, which is like SeaWorld. So it was like I went to an amusement park every day and everyone was happy. And I didn't even realize I was working because I enjoyed what I did.
That's awesome.
So I sometimes look back at that. But so I don't really think the American dream is dead because it's not the American promise.
It's just hard. It's just much harder to obtain.
It is very difficult. Yeah, I'm not saying it's easy, but I don't think it's dead. We all have the same starting point. Even when it's bad for everybody, we all start bad. You are doing the YouTube thing and making your way there. I've discovered I must be the only one out here without a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I guess I got to start one, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, because I've said this before on the channel, and it's like, I think it's smart. If you think you can do it, I think it's smart and it's kind of fun and you meet people. Yeah. And if you're a people's church steeples people and you're into that, it's a fun place. I mean, it's a fun time and there's extra money involved. That's the only reason I even say anything about it because I'm like, why not? Like back when you were growing up, Doug, this was not a fucking option.
No, it was $3.35 an hour to go work at Marineland.
Exactly.
But I enjoyed it.
You didn't have this option. You didn't have this option. No, you didn't have it where Sarah J could send another $10. Thank you. You didn't have that unless you want to go stand on the corner and thank you for the $10, by the way. Like you didn't have this opportunity. And anyways, but before we wrap up the show here, Nick, was there something on your mind you wanted to talk to about tonight?
Yeah, just with that previous lady that was on, Murph.
Yeah.
If she had the opportunity to like clear all her debts and move away from everything and still be close to family and friends, do it.
Yeah.
Anybody who has a chance to get out of any major city right now, get out while you can before you're stuck there forever.
Right.
And that's how and like I said before, like I've really thought about it. And it's also like, even with my chick, I know she doesn't like me talking about our personal life, but she's mentioned to me before, like, you ever thought about like leaving the country or like, moving somewhere a little slower pace? And
That's
I was like,
exactly what
yeah.
I did.
I was like, of course. I was like, yeah, absolutely. But then she's also said to me, I'd like to live in New York City just to experience it. And I'm like, well, I'm not going there. I'll go on vacation there.
No, I lived in Toronto for 3 months and I couldn't handle it. I was done.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, Toronto's a big
Toronto
city.
is
I've never
insane.
been, but it's I have a couple of friends that I've never even met in person, but through this kind of stuff that I've been doing. This dude Mo, actually, and he's in Toronto, but he's like desperately trying to get out. But he's a young kid. I think he's in his early 20s, so he's like almost feels trapped. And so I totally feel that. Anybody who feels trapped, like, bro, you ain't alone. You know what I mean?
Every major city in Canada is disgusting right now. Like homelessness, like they pretty much legalized all drugs. There are safe injection sites where they're just giving out free drugs and everything. Like
that's the best.
Every major city's just gone to hell here.
It's awesome. God bless America. God bless America. His name was my name too.
In Canada.
I know you guys love that one. Anyways, we're going to wrap up the show. Thank you so much for calling in. Mark, nice to see you face to face, man. Glad you got that.
Hey, you too, brother.
Nick, enjoy your evening. Doug, always a pleasure, brother.
Have a good one.
Hell of a talk, gentlemen. And wait, where I saw a comment I wanted to highlight real quick. We're going to wrap this up. D-Man says, Jack is the new Mr. Beast. Trust me on this. Oh, man, I don't know if I want that responsibility. I guess I can't really control how big this thing gets. I mean, I could just not post anymore and then I won't grow. But yeah, I hope I don't end up at that level. I really don't. I don't want to be like, that's like uber famous. I don't want all that. I wouldn't mind getting Mr. Beast type money because I would do shit that he does. I would be like, you get a car and here's a house. And I would do that. That sounds fun. That sounds like fun. You know, it does. It does. I appreciate the compliment though. All right. Last one. We're going to wrap this up. $20 from Greg C. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. It's not black versus white or right versus left. It's rich versus poor. Here's 20 for the hilarious fourth job joke. Unreal. Take a chill, guys. Take a hit. Take it easy. I appreciate everybody being here. Hell of a talk. Good times. Fucking rock on. Oh my God, my ears hurt after that. God, good solid shit. Really appreciate everybody being here. Just solid stuff. One last thing. If you guys want, you can go follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to get the Instagram to 5,000 followers. There you go. Okay. Not that it matters, but you know, I keep trying to go do these fucking stand-up open mics. And instead of looking at my YouTube channel, they look at my Instagram. So I'm like, oh, if this is what's going to impress you, then watch me build this bitch up. Yeah. So anyways, I really appreciate all you guys. And God, solid shit. Good talk. Unreal. Clocking out. Maria.